Hello, how are you? My name is Samantha and this is the Khaos Kismet podcast. This is my place on the internet where I talk about all the crafty things that I've been up to since the last time I was here. Anywhere that you can find me will be linked down below, and I will try and link anything that I talk about. If I forget anything, feel free to message me either in a comment down below or on Instagram. Those are the best places to get a hold of me. Right, I wasn't here last week because we had no internet. Well, we kind of had internet. They've been digging up the streets and putting full fibre in the town that I live in. And we got ours installed last week. So the guy said to me it'll take a couple of days for the internet to settle. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. And it didn't take a couple of days for it to settle. It was like nearly a full week of very intermittent, unstable internet. So I couldn't upload anything. I couldn't really watch YouTube very much either. I couldn't, any kind of streaming service kept getting disrupted. I couldn't play games. It was awful. I couldn't play any online games. And neither could the kids. And obviously. So yeah, it's been a bit of a up and down week as far as the internet goes. And you don't realise how much you use the internet until it's not there anymore. Like my boyfriend's still waiting on his getting put in because he bought his new house and he moved in 2 weeks ago, but then he went off to Italy for like a week. He drove to Italy from England. He drove from here to Germany, stayed in Germany overnight, and then drove from Germany down to Italy, stayed there for a few days, and then did the return journey because he is Italian. And he'd left some stuff at his parents' house. He'd stored some stuff there. And now that he's bought his house, he wanted to get the stuff for his house. So he just casually drove to Italy. I'm like, okay, fine. But he did what all good Italians do, and he brought me back Italian food. So, you know, it's okay. That's good. But yeah, he didn't have an internet for that whole time. He still doesn't have his put in. He booked it in for him when he got back, and they cancelled it, so he's got no internet either. So at least I've had a bit of internet. He's not had any at all, which kind of sucks. But yeah, it seems to be settled down now. So yeah, we're cracking on. We're hoping that this is going to upload. I don't know what I've said and what I haven't said because I have tried starting to upload this a million times and I keep forgetting what I'm talking about or something happens. So yeah, it'll be fine. What do we have today? What do we have? We have cross stitch, we have embroidery, we have crochet, we have knitting, and we have a bit of Tunisian crochet. So we have a right little mix this week. Oh, we also have a bit of sewing. I have 2 finished objects, which in 2 weeks is not very much. I thought we'd have more than this, but I don't. So I have 2 finished objects, one of which I don't have with me because it was a birthday present. So what I'll do is I will start off with the finished objects and I'll put the video in here now, and then I'll come back and then I'll talk, because I can't remember what I've said in the video because it was like longer than 3 seconds ago. So I can't remember what I actually said, but I'll insert the video and then I'll talk to you a bit about it afterwards. Right, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so here is past me. This is very, very difficult to actually get a video of, but here we go. We have all the little, I need to clean it up still and take off like loose threads and things, but it's just a nice big patchwork thing. We've got green fluff on the back, complete with a Lilith hair. I've probably already told you in the main video, but if I haven't, this is for my ex for his birthday, and it will be gone by the time you see this. So he has like a big crocheted blanket that he loves, so I thought I'll make him a quilt one as well. He's actually very, very craft worthy, and I always tend to make him something for birthdays and Christmases and things. even though we've been split up for like, I think about 3 years at this point, I still always make him stuff because I know that he uses it and looks after it. And he will like all the cute little fabrics on it. So yeah, there we go. And that is another bunch of fabric. And I think this is like the last, this is the last fleece that I have. So that's good because that takes up a ton of room. Yeah, I think he'll like it. It's just big enough for him snuggling on the sofa with. Okay, back to future me, I guess. Okay, hopefully you have just watched a short video of a quilt that I made for my ex. He's actually very, very craft worthy. If you've been around a bit, you'll know, like, my kid's dad, we've split up, but we actually still got on pretty well as friends. We get on much better now than we did when we were in a relationship, which is funny. But he's a very, very craft worthy person, and it was his birthday, so I decided to make him a quilt because years ago I made him a crochet, and it's just like a corner to corner crochet blanket. Sorry, I got distracted by the wiggly down here. Yeah, I made it's just like a corner to corner crochet blanket, and he has used it so much. He loves the thing, and I made it specifically for him being on the sofa, so it's not hugely wide because he's only little. It's not very wide, but it comes like from his chin down past his feet because the sofa's got the flip up leg recliner. It's a recliner. So having it too long is not good because then it get caught in the mechanisms underneath. So yeah, I decided I would make him a quilt because he's had that blanket for ages, and now he's like, "Can you maybe make me a blanket for Christmas?" Okay, fine. But I know that he will use it, so I don't mind putting the time in for it. So I've noticed the camera's doing weird things. I don't know what's up with it. Probably having to work out this light. Oh, that's the thing. Sorry, before I go into my next finished object, I'm thinking about starting to podcast back through in the living room again because it doesn't matter which room I'm in, the light is terrible. Like in here, I've got so many lights on trying to combat the fact that outside it keeps getting bright and then dark and then bright and then dark because the weather's all over the place. But the background in here is quite busy, so yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking I might start podcasting back through there again and see how that goes. I don't know. Does it bother people having like a busy back? Because this is my workroom. I work in here. So does it bother people having the busy background? Would you rather it was like a plainer background? Or does it not bother you at all? I don't know. Let me know. Leave comments and let me know what you think. Right. What was I talking about? Quilt. I can't remember what I've said about the quilt in the little video that I made, because obviously I made the video before I gave him the quilt and he's had the quilt for a week now. So I think I made it was just, I had a bunch of pre-cut squares. I just made it into a big patchwork until I thought it was big enough. I still have some squares left, so I think I'm probably going to make them into bags or something. But then I had some fleece left from when I made Alfie's quilt. Was that Alfie's quilt? No, Kaylin's quilt. So yeah, I just backed it in that, and that is like, fleece is nice, but it takes up a lot of space. So that was quite nice to be able to get that out of here and get a bit of space back. And he loves it, and it's just the right size for him being on the sofa. It's wider than the blanket, but it's still not too wide. So yeah, that's the quilt, which not much else I can say about it really. It's just a patchwork quilt top packed in fleece. Right, my other finished object is this, and I'm gonna have to make another one of these because this is my pattern. I haven't sewn any of my edge yet, as you can see. This is my pattern, and I had this in a magazine few years ago. See, and it's just nice Tunisian crochet. And on the back, I did not do the pattern. And I think I'm going to take this apart and redo the panels. No, not redo the panels, redo the seams. Because the original pattern I had sewed the sides up. And this time I've tried crocheting them, but I think it looks a little odd. This one's just going to be for me. I do want to make another sample as well in wool because this one's an acrylic. So let's go back to the beginning. That was an awful lot of waffle because I had an awful lot of thoughts going through my head at once there. Right, this is a hot water bottle cover that I designed a few years ago for a magazine. And I've been meaning to write it up for a while. It's Tunisian crochet, Tunisian simple stitch. The yarn that I've used for it is, I do believe it's Stylecraft Special Aran in parchment and raspberry. And yeah, it's the panels are in Tunisian crochet. The bottom bit is single and double crochet, and this is single crochet. And so when I had originally made it, I sewed the seams up, but I thought this time I want to crochet them because I don't actually like sewing seams, and I thought crocheting would be easier. But I'm not sure I like how it looks. I don't know. I've also managed to miscount the top somewhere. Or have I? Is it just because it was like pop it? Yeah, the top just looks a little bit odd. So I'm going to try remaking it as well, in a wool, and see how that looks as well. But this will be going up. I'm planning to get it written up this week because it's been in a magazine. It's already been tested and everything. So yeah, I'm planning on getting this written up and getting it on the website this week. It's actually a pretty quick project to make up. Tunisian can take a little bit of time sometimes, but these panels actually work up very, very quickly, and especially if you're only doing the picture on the one side, because then this is just plain all the way. And the inside of it, I have some rather long floats. You're not supposed to have floats like this, so I need to make another one. Ooh, so I can work out the catching of the floats and things like that. I'm debating whether to make a video for it or whether just to do a written pattern. We shall see. If I can find decent lighting and space and I can make it look okay, I will do a video for it. But yeah, that's that one. Weirdly, I think my tension must have changed a lot, or it might be the yarn I used or something, because originally in the magazine it was done in Card and Simply Soft and using a 5mm hook. And to get the same gauge on this, I've used a 4mm hook. So that's another thing that I need to check and test. Because even if my gauge has changed a little bit, I can't see my gauge having changed that much, honestly. That's a lot. So yeah, there we go. I need to find buttons for it. That's the reason it's not finished yet as well. I need to put buttons across the bottom, but I need to find some nice pink ones. So yes, hopefully the plan is to make another one of these. And it's really cute though, I like it. I do really like it. There's just like a few little things that I want to tweak. I want to have a bit more shaping up here. I want to try sewing up the sides instead of crocheting them and see if that looks better. Although when I'm looking at it on the screen, I think the crochet looks alright now. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it looks alright having the seam? Or do you think it would be better if I sewed it? Decisions. So the problem is when you crochet it up, these bits don't match up anymore. Oh, these bits don't match up properly, and you have like the line in between them. We'll see how it goes. So that's my finished object, even though that one has no buttons and is not actually finished. It's pretty much finished. What else do we have? Right, sticking with the crochet, I'm going to show you this one very, very quickly. The vest that I was making, I ripped it out. So we're back here. It was taking me forever to work on it, and it just didn't seem to be growing. And I decided I didn't actually like the stitch, because the stitch, the more I got it to about sort of this height, and this is another one of my designs. I'm designing this. I had got it up to about here, and the more I was doing, the more I thought this is starting to look really bulky, and the last thing that I need is more bulk. So I decided to rip it all back, and I've started again, but instead of having, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. There we go. Because the stitch that I had before was the same as this, only there was a treble crochet. I don't know what that is in UK terms. It's a US treble. Is that a UK double treble, maybe? I don't know. I work in US terms because that's how I learned. So see how there's gaps in there? The stitch before had like a treble going across it as well to fill in that gap. So then I thought, you know what, I quite like that, but without the bulk of the extra stitch going over the top. So I'm going to try and work on that a little bit. I ripped it out last night. I thought, you know what, if I'm not working on it, and if I don't want to work on it and it's my pattern, then nobody else is going to want to work on it either. The yarn that I'm using for it is, oh, I failed, soft twist, double knitting. It is, where are we? 90% acrylic, 10% merino, 325 yards, 325 meters. Where are we? That way. And it has a Lilith here on it. Of course it does. There we go. There we go. And this colour is Damson. And this colour is Charcoal, which is this one. So yeah, that's me. I'm just going to work away on that. I'm using my 4.5mm over. That's weird. Why is it doing that? Oh, that's crazy. I don't know if this is going to come up in the final edited thing, but oh, that's so weird. Why is it doing that? Oh my goodness. Right. It's actually just plain blue. It's a 4.5mm clover or more. Oh dear, I've got it in my little basket. Oh my goodness. Do you know what? I think it's because I've got green screen settings somewhere. I bet I've got green screen settings on, because that little guy in there is green as well. Oh dear. Right. I'm not going to mess with it and start this again, so we're going with it. Right. Oh dear. The other bit of crochet that I've got is I have just been carrying on working on, oh, just dropped my hook. Carrying on working on this. This is my scrap, oh, my scrap balls, which are, this is the current scrap ball that I'm working from. It's just all my scraps tied together with a magic knot, and I'm making all these blankets for charity, and this is the latest one. I decided to do granny square. Normally I don't do granny squares for the charity blankets because I don't like this. That line there. Oh yeah, look, you can see it up here. They're all just a little bit weird. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's doing this. Does the purple one do it as well? No, purple one's fine. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that, but it looks very green screeny, even though I have no green screen settings on, because why would I? My goodness. Right, so that's it. That's all the crochet. I'm just like thrown off now. I don't know what I'm doing. Right, crochet, done. Knitting. Right, I'll show you this very, very quickly. It's not very exciting. This is my box jumper. This is the back. That's how much I've done since last time you've seen it. The rows are long because I'm rather cuddly. This is just like the back panel. It's just plain knitting. It's not very exciting. Still in the first ball as well. So these are 50-gram balls of Yarn Smith Merino DK. And these are 110 meters, 120 yards, 100% pure merino. It's superwash. And it's lovely. I've not used it before. This is the first time I've used it. It's lovely and soft. I recommend. The shade is 3376. It's a dark pink colour, as you can see. And this will look like, let's see if I could find it on here. It will look like this when it is done. Except I decided not to do it in orange because orange is not a good colour for me at all. Oh dear. See, I'm still like a little bit discombobulated. Everything's just gone weird now. Right, so I've done that bit of knitting. It's not very exciting, but I've done it. So I thought I would show you. Also, not very exciting, is I started a pair of socks. I've started 2 pairs of socks, but I'll show you these ones first. These are my new vanilla socks that I have started because random needles. Got them in my little sock bag. I'm using Drops Fable. Drops Fable print. And this is colour 924. Where are we? 924. There we go. And it's just this like creamy natural base, and it's got bits of purple, blue, yellow, and like a charcoaly black in it. And this is what we have. Knitting these on 2.5mm. These are my unicorns. I love these needles, they're so nice. So I had started doing these for a cowl, the Cozy Toes cowl specifically, because that started again at the start of September. I did not manage to get my socks finished for the last section, so I wanted to get some done this section. I thought I'll get them started early. So I got this yarn out. I thought this might be quite nice for it. Also, it was close, and I just wanted to grab some yarn and start going, really. So I made a tool. I then had to go and do something, so I put this down in the bag and put it to the side. The next time I sat down, I thought, oh, I fancy just doing a bit of plain knitting. Picked up this and just started randomly knitting on it. So then this turned into a vanilla sock instead of the Cozy Toes cowl sock, which is also watered, which I'll show you in a second. So yeah, these are just now my new plain vanilla socks. I've got 2 balls of this. I need to start making long socks again, because the last few pairs of socks I made have been shorties, but they've been very lacy ones as well, for the most part. I've made a couple of like vanilla shorties, but most of them have been quite lacy and summery. But now the weather's getting a bit cold, so we are back to wearing longer socks. So I'm just going to work on these as and when. Now I'll show you my coastal socks. Oh my goodness. So the yarn that I'm using is, oh my god, it's the green screeny thing's very weird on this as well because it's got bits of green in it. I'm sorry, I don't know how to fix it. But this has got like bits of bright green in it. Even back there, it's looking a bit weird. What's the sock going to look like? Oh my god. So that's where the green bits are. So these bits here where it's coming up, you just have to pretend that the bits that look like big massive holes are actually just flecks of lime green. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to fix this for next time. I don't know how it's switched on, so I don't know how to switch it off. I'll need to go into the settings and check it out. Anyway, these are the coastal socks. I will show you what they're supposed to look like. There we go. These are socks by Kelly Menzies at Roro and Kids. And she is running a year-long cal where every 2 months she puts one of her sock patterns on sale. We all knit that same sock pattern, and at the end of it she does a random prize draw. And I'd say I missed last time's one, not because the pattern was bad or because the pattern was difficult or anything. I just ran out of time. So as you can see, they have this like nice lace pattern up there. I've done the heel and I'm onto the leg. I'm going to make these ones long as well. I have no idea what this yarn is. It's from Very Deep Stash. I've had this for years, but it's a high twist pastel colour. It's got like a pale kind of greenish base. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a super pale green base, and then it's got pinks and bright greens and blues, and it's very nice. It's like all pastel watercolory, and you'll be able to see the colour of it properly next week, assuming I can fix whatever this is. My god. I'm doing this again on 2.5mm. These are Knit Pro wooden things, I think. Are they Knit Pro? I don't know. The wooden needles. I like using wooden needles. They feel nice in my hands. And I've got them in just this little thing here. And that's the first sock that I'm on, but I have a plan to have the whole pair finished because it goes really quickly. It's only that tiny little section of lace, and then the rest of it's like a vanilla sock. So what I've done in my planner is I've broken it down. It takes me about 20 minutes to do a repeat. So I've worked out how much time to split it up into every day so that I have a full pair of socks by the end of the week. I'm saying that on a Tuesday. I'll see if I can actually stick to it. That would be nice. And that's it for the yarny stuff, I think. Yes, that's it for the yarny stuff. So, talking of things that I'm going to do every day, I've picked this back up again. So I've started working on part 3. Part 4 comes out on, oh god, look at this as well over here. I'm really sorry if that's like upsetting anybody. So this is my head cell, my Heaven and Earth Designs stitch along for the year. Let me get the picture up. If you have been here recently, there we go. So I've done all this top section here, and we are now going to be working on this section here. If you have been around recently and seen any of my social media stuff, you will know that I challenged myself last month to finish this top half in the space of the month. And then I was kind of burnt out in it a little bit because I was doing, there was some days I was doing like over 2,000 stitches a day, which is a lot. And I decided I was going to put it down for a little bit and then decide what I was going to do with it. But then I kind of missed. I think the last time I had spoken about it with the whole doing the monthly challenge thing, and this month I was going to do the sewing challenge, and then I decided to quit it because it just wasn't really, sorry, take a wee drink of my tea. It wasn't really very enjoyable for me, and I think one of the things was that I liked getting up, because I'm getting up at like 4:30 every morning. I like to sit there with a nice warm drink and my audiobook or whatever and just do some nice quiet stitching. And you can't do that with the sewing because you can't up and have a sewing machine running at 4:30 in the morning, because the neighbours will get upset and I'll wake the kids up, and the whole point is I want to have quiet time. So it wasn't, it's not that I don't like doing things every day and having like a target to reach on a daily basis. It's that I wanted something nice and quiet to do in the morning. So I decided I missed having my little stitching every morning, and so I pulled this back out again. And I worked it out that if I do, I think I'm on, what's that? I've got my little app here. I've not done any stitching on it today. So I've got this app called Stitch Pal. So if I do 536 stitches on it a day, I don't know if you're even going to be able to see that. No. But if I do 536 stitches on this every day, I will have it finished by the 1st of December. And that's not too bad, because on some days I can do more than that, on some days I can do less than that, and it adjusts as it goes. So I think what I'm planning on doing is always having a full coverage that I can get up and stitch in the morning. So I'm going to stitch on this one until it's done, until it's finished. So I'm on part 3 just now. Part 4 will come out on the 1st of October. But part 4 is only half pages, or not full pages at the bottom. So I just decided to carry on and do part 3 rather than waiting. And then once this is finished, I'll probably do my Alice and then stitch on that every morning until that one's done. And we'll see how we go with that, because I've got lots and lots of full coverage patterns, but I don't want to have lots of full coverage whips, if that makes sense. I don't mind having a lot of whips, but full coverage ones, because kitting them up and everything as well, it takes so much. You need to have big bits of fabric for them, you need to have a lot of thread for them, so I think having one full coverage at a time is perfectly fine for me. So yeah, I'm back on stitching on this. I'm trying to do the 500 and odd stitches a day, and it's going quite well. I've only started back on it again this week. I think I started I didn't stitch on Saturday. I did it on Friday. I think I started maybe Wednesday, Thursday last week. And yeah, it's getting there. I'm just going to carry on doing the same thing as well, where I am colour completing. So we're doing this brown colour at the minute because that's the colour that I have the most of on that page. So yeah, that's my hairstyle. You'll be seeing that every week as I progress. I'm not going to be videoing it like I was before though, because that's a lot. The other thing that I was stitching on though is, let me find the picture to show you. Come on, you can do it. Apparently we don't want to open. Oh my goodness. I don't know why it won't open. Oh, that's been so weird. I don't understand why it won't open. Right, do you know what? Let's just look for it on Google. because I don't have the front page for it at the moment, because I just photocopied it and used it as a working copy. Right, images, there we go, good old Google. There we go, this is Xenia, Nora Corbett. Sorry about that. And all the stitching is done. In hindsight, I probably could have done with a slightly darker fabric, because as you can see on the picture there, it's done on a brown fabric and it all stands out fine and everything looks good. It might stand out better once I have backstitched, because that's all that's left, backstitch and beads. Where is she? But as you can see, her skin, especially around her chest area, is very, very light. So I'm hoping with a little bit of backstitch, because if you look here, her skin is very light, but she's outlined around here, which helps it to stand out. And so we have the beads all around these bits, a few beads on here, a little bit on her goblet, a little bit on her dress there, and a couple of little bits on her dress down here. I just don't have the energy for beading right now. But the stitching is all done, stitching is complete, and I'm very, very happy with that. So she now needs to come off the wheel, and I would get around to beading her at some point. But she's been a whip for a very, very long time. So let's see. Let's take, where is Xenia? Let's take Xenia off the wheel. Xenia is off. Oh, go. No, it won't let me take it off. I've got my wheel thing up, and oh, do you know what? I'll work that out later. And if it comes up again, I'll just spin again. Right. So what are we spinning? Oh no, what are we stitching? Really? Really, wheel? You have all these options and you pick the only one that I'm not going to do. I'm just going to spin again, because why? Right, can you see that? Not really. It's innocent. I don't know why my phone doesn't show up on here anymore. It used to. Maybe it's the colour that I've chosen. Right. Oh, do you know what? I should have like hidden the Xenia slice when it was there. Hindsight. Anyway, innocent. That's my innocent bones thing. I'll go and get it. I'll be back in a second. Okay, we have it. So my little Chromie, my melody thing. So this is, oh, I'm going to struggle to show you. This is what I've got so far. And these are kits from Innocent Bones. And they come, I've done unboxings and things of them before. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you the pattern. Because you don't get, like, what you get is a bit of paper. I'll show you like way back here, look. So this one is elements. So we have currently fire and water. And then we've obviously got two more up here. We've got earth and air. And yeah, these are very, very small. So there's no reason why this isn't finished already, because they are quite small. Although they are quite solid stitching as well. So there we go. They're very cute. I do like them. I have got another 1, 2, 3. I've got another 4. No, I've got another 3 Innocent Bones kits that I've not even started yet. So I've paused my sub for the moment because it's a bi-monthly one, but they're stacking up, so I have paused mine for the moment. They're really, really nice though. So you get everything that you need. You get the hoop, you get the fabric, you get the backing fabric, you get all the threads, needles, and then you get a bunch of like extra stuff, depending on what the theme for that box is. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's quite easy stitching, and hopefully I think that one's on 16 count Ada. Hopefully that might be another finish as well. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully I will be able to get that one finished, and next week I'll be able to show you that and we'll get to pick something else. I'm quite liking this idea of like working on things until they're finished at the moment, and that's why I don't have a huge amount of whips. Oh, excuse me. Oh, my ears have popped. Now everything just sounds weird. Ooh. So I might actually do, instead of like spinning every single week, is I might just spin. What does it do? I might just spin, and then either if it's a small one like that, working it until it's finished, or if it's one that's maybe got multiple pages, work until I've got a page finish or something like that, and see how I get on with that. But I do have a couple of, I think I've got one. No, I've got one full coverage on here, which is the favourite, which is the little girl holding the demon dog. So I'm going to take that off there because I don't want to be working on more than one full coverage now anyway. Oh no, I've got Alice on there as well. Yeah, so 2 full coverage will be coming off that. I need to take Xenia off that, and then I might just do that, work on things just until they're finished rather than changing them every week. Something else that I need to get back on top of as well is my Stitcher library, because I started doing that again. And so I think that I've got one more thing to show you. Hold that thought. I'm just going to quickly show you my apron for my boyfriend's birthday. The apron for my boyfriend's birthday. And we've got as far as cutting it out, and this is how far we've got. It's going to be, you're probably not going to be able to see it from here. No, not really. It's got, see, this is the apron thing, and then it's got cookies and cakes and things all over it. I had run out of the threads, so I had to wait on the threads arriving. It was his birthday last month, so this should really be done. But it's not. I have started it now though. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, see, I should have just carried on talking because now I've forgotten what I was saying. I was talking about getting things finished. I don't know what I was going to say after that. Oh yeah, Stitcher Library. I started doing Stitcher Library, but then the pattern that I came across, it's a rubbish pattern. I'm not into it at all. So I'm just going to have to like make it up as I go along and just get it finished so that I can carry on with them doing that series as well, because I said I'd started doing it, and I think this is only like the second one since I started doing it again, and I've just stalled because the pattern is so bad. I should have read the reviews on it before. It's a free pattern, but even so, I should have read the reviews on it before I started it and just not bothered, because everybody's had so many problems with it. And I don't understand why, because the person who wrote the pattern, excuse me a second, the person who wrote the pattern is a well-known designer, and it shouldn't be a difficult pattern. But yeah, that's going to be something I'm just going to have to make up and just get it done so that I can finish it. It's on my list for this week. So what else have I got on my list for this week? I think that's everything that I've got to show you. So I'm going to quickly go through my plans for the week. I'm going to be stitching on my head every morning. I want to get the Innocent Bones kit finished. I want to get the Stitcher Library thing finished. And I want to... Oh, the socks as well. I want to have the socks finished this week. And other than that, I just want to carry on working on some things. I want to just... It's difficult because I have different projects for different things. So I can't just say I'm going to pick this and I'm going to work on it until it's done. I can do that with some stuff like stitching. I can say, right, I'm going to stitch on this until it's finished. I can't do that so much with things like crochet and knitting, because sometimes I need something to keep my brain engaged. Sometimes I want something while I'm watching the TV or while I'm doing other stuff like talking with the kids or reading my book or, stuff like that. Sometimes I just don't have the brain space to be able to do lots of stuff. Things like that vest. It's not going to be especially difficult to work on, but it does need a basket because it's got 2 balls of yarn attached to it. Stuff like that. So I want to carry on working on a little bit of things every week. I need to get the apron worked on. But again, I need to be able to have the space because it's quite big. But also, I need to have the space to be able to the brain space. I need the physical space to work on it because it's quite big. But I also need the brain space because I need to do the stitches properly and make it look nice. And then once the stitching is done on that, I'll be able to getting it all sewn up together. It'll be fine. That'll be a reasonably easy task, hopefully. She says with confidence. It should be. It should be easy enough. I also need to make myself an apron because, I keep throwing food all over myself when I'm cooking, and it's... I am a messy cook. Like, my boyfriend cooks as well. He's like a very, very good cook, and he's just appalled at the way that I cook. He's just like, how have you not burnt the house down? Like, how have you not burnt the house down? How is your kitchen not just constantly covered in food? And it's like, it is, I just have to clean it a lot. He's a very methodical, neat and tidy person, and I'm his little ball of chaos. It's wonderful. He loves it. So we have got a lot of plans for this week. My university course will be starting soon as well. I think I've only got about another 2 weeks until that starts. Oh, MCAL. That starts in 2 weeks as well. Ish. So it's the 23rd today, so I think it's the 4th that it starts. I still haven't picked my yarn. That's not true. I have picked my yarn about 12 times. Still can't decide what yarn I'm going to use. So I'm probably just going to decide on the day. I'll have a look and I'll see what the first part looks like, and then I'll decide what yarn I'm going to use. I have a couple that I really want to use. It just depends on whether I can get something to go with them, because I am shopping from Stash. We are not buying more yarn because we already have too much. So that's going to be another thing. Not the plans for this week, but future plans. I want to try and do the Stephen West cowl, which, if you don't know, Stephen West, big old knitwear designer, he does a mystery knit along every year for a shawl, and it lasts for the whole month. A part gets released every week. I'm considering vlogging it because I've never done this before. I've never done one of the cows before. So I'm thinking about vlogging it just so everybody can see my slow spiral into complete mental destruction. I watch other people doing the MCAL and notice as well that's my little pony up here. I'm really sorry if that's messing with people. I will fix it for next week. I don't want to have to record this entire thing again. Oh, it's weird. Right. I'm getting distracted because my thing's still open down there. It's flashing at me. So yeah, that's my current future plans. As I've got a ton of whips. I just want to start working through them, I think. It's now getting to the time of year where I can start working on things like my jumpers again. I've still got, let's see, what jumper whips I've got the Fox, I've got the vest, but I also have, there's a Tunisian one and a crochet one from magazines that I started months ago that I've barely started now. I think the Tunisian one's maybe about that big, and the other one is about that side, but it's just like on one of the panels. Like I can't remember if I started on the front or the back. So I want to get those done. I have the September sweater as well, but that just takes so long. And it's not the most exciting thing to work on. I wanted to get that done during the month of September, and that's not going very well. I still have about half of a panel to do and then 2 arms. And yeah, I've just got so much that I want to get done and not enough time to do it. It's a bit better now that the kids are back at school. We're getting a little bit more organised, we're getting a little bit more done. But we've been having to like put the house back together after the carnage of the holidays as well. But I've not had time to really watch anything or do anything. I've barely had a chance to do any gaming between the internet and just being so busy. Not been able to do any gaming. Not really watched much on TV. I watched Nosferatu. I love vampires. I love vampire movies. Nosferatu was rubbish. I was very disappointed in it. But I don't think I've really watched much else. We watched William Tell at the weekend, and the guy that plays William Tell is also the guy that plays Dracula in the BBC series that they brought out a couple of years ago. And I know William Tell's got nothing to do with vampires, but I'm sitting watching it. I was like, it's Dracula, and Dracula's now Swiss, and you know, he's a Swiss freedom fighter who shoots apples. I knew nothing about the William Tell story, and I don't know how much of it has been made up for the movie, but it was an actual. It was like not bad enough that I wanted to switch it off, but it wasn't really good enough that I would ever say, yeah, go watch that. But I sat and watched the whole thing thinking, this guy's Dracula. I've not really watched much else apart from that. Yeah, I'm behind on podcasts, I'm behind on everything else. Started watching The Good Place with the kids, and they've been really enjoying that. We finished watching oh my goodness, I was watching Young Sheldon with the kids, because we always have like a series that we watch together, and we'd watch Young Sheldon, and the last couple of episodes I howled. I just cried all the way through them. The kids are like, are you alright? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I just cried and cried and cried. Oh my goodness. I think it might have been a mixture of hormones and just exhaustion, and it was just really, really, really sad. It was good though, and it's definitely well worth watching. And it's hilarious, like the kids sitting, because it's set late 90s, late 80s going into the early 90s, and the kids are like, oh, they make up so much stuff for telly. I was like, no, that's literally what it was like watching Stranger Things with Alfie as well. And he's like, they just like go out and then they don't come back, and the parents don't even notice. I'm like, yeah, that was the 80s for you. I remember, like, now I don't let my kids go out and hang about outside, and they're like 10 and 13. And I remember being 10 years old and I was up halfway up the town with my friends. Sorry, Mum, if you're watching this, that never happened. You didn't hear that. It's a different time. Things are very, very different. But yeah, that's been about it. Books. I'm listening to Sylvanas, which is a World of Warcraft book. And I'm almost finished The Dragon Cafe. It's nice. It's just it's a very predictable but very nice, sweet, easygoing kind of story, which is what my brain needs right now. I can't deal with reading anything that's too too thought heavy, because I don't have that much brain space right now. So yeah, I've not even been able to read very much, because that's a book that I should have been able to read that in like a couple of days. And I've still got about an hour left on it, according to my Kindle app. And that's about it, really. I think that's about it. We've covered everything. I've showed you all the things that I've done. I've spoken about a lot of completely useless stuff. I have told you about my plans for the week. And I've waffled on about all the things that I haven't done. And a couple of things I did do. And I think that's about it. Yeah. I don't think I've got anything else to talk about now. So I'm going to go. And oh yeah, I need to get this written up as well. I need to get another one of these made. Oh my god, I've got this. I don't know if I've shown you this before. I've got Italian. Oh god, I'm sorry if it's just like messing with people. Alfie keeps going through this book and just picking recipes and making me cook Italian food for him. He really likes it. It's a lot of pasta and there's a lot of vegetarian stuff. And while technically he's not a vegetarian, he doesn't eat a lot of meat. Like, we meal plan on Sunday night, we sit down together and we meal plan what we're going to have for the week, and then I do the shopping, and the shopping gets delivered on the Monday morning. Because I don't have a car, so it is much more efficient for me to get the stuff delivered here than it is for me to go and get the shopping. So they get to pick a couple of meals each, and then if there's anything that's left over, like if there's like a spare day, then either I'll pick something or we'll all pick something together. And most of Alfie's meals that he picks are vegetarian ones. Like, his favourite things at the minute, macaroni and cheese. And I mean, he would never be vegan because he likes cheese too much. But this week he's got macaroni cheese and baked. I make this thing, it's like baked sweet potato, and then for the filling, it's like a tomato and chickpea kind of spiced sauce that goes in with it, and he really likes that. So we're having that this week as well at some point. I think it's macaroni cheese tonight. Yeah. And I think that's about it. My whole diet thing's gone out the window as well. I really need to get back on that. Because it was going so well. And then the summer holidays happened and then it wasn't going so well. So I have to get back on it again. So that I can be a little bit healthier. Because, yeah, getting old now. I'm going to be 45 this year. But I did get mistaken for a student recently, which was nice. And then the poor guy nearly had a heart attack when I told him how old I am. He's like, no. So that's nice. Things like that cheer you up. I don't even care if he was lying, you know? It made me feel happy at the time. You take the bits of happiness where you can. Talking of which, I'm randomly thinking about doing some vlogs as well. I mean, nothing spectacular, but I want to learn to do some vlogs and how to edit them together properly. And yeah, that's something that could happen at some point soon. We shall see. I don't know if it'll be on this channel, if it'll be a different channel. It depends how much it ends up being craft based. If it ends up being mostly crafty stuff, then it'll go on here. If it ends up being mostly just me talking about random stuff, then I'll make another channel for it. And we'll see how it goes from there. It might not even happen. I might like forget to make clips. I might not enjoy the editing them together and making them look nice. We'll see how it goes. Right, I'm going to stop waffling because I keep looking around thinking there's something else I need to show you and there's not. And I have waffled far too much already. So I will be back next week. We'll see how much of my list of things I have actually got through by next week, because I think, what did I say I wanted to have? Like 52 finishes by this time next week. I should get points for enthusiasm, at least. I have no concept of time, it turns out. Right, I'll be back next week, and yeah, have a lovely, lovely week. Stay warm. It's starting to get chilly out there, and stay safe with the storms and things that have been going on. I hope everybody's fine. We didn't get any damage from it, but further down they did. They got quite a bit of damage. Those big massive metal bins that they have outside. Sorry, I know I said I was going, but that, you know, the big massive metal bins that they have outside, like restaurants and things like that. Well, we have a gym that's got a cafe along at the end of the street, and they have those big bins outside, and they all got blown down the street, which caused all kinds of havoc. But it seems to be settling down a bit. It's just cold now. Okay, I'm gonna go. Let me know what you think. If you managed to make it this far, thank you. Let me know what you think down below about the whole recording in here with the background being so busy versus recording through there where the light might be a bit weird, but it's a less busy background. I don't know. Let me know what you think. And we'll go from there. Right, I'll be back next week. Until then, bye-bye.